All right, we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. And I know we have that's messed up, but I know we have closed session. So, Madam Clerk, do you want to call the roll before we enter closed session?
Yes, sir. Thank you. You can please state your name from the record. Members from the City of Colton.
Frank Navarro.
Thank you. Members from the City of Loma Linda.
Phil Duper.
Dusty Rigsby.
Thank you. Member from the County of San Bernardino 2nd District. Member from the County of San Bernardino 5th District.
Baca present.
And members from the City of San Bernardino.
Helen Tran.
Juan Figueroa.
And I'd like to state for the record that Mayor Pro Tem Fred Shred is in the audience.
Oh, and Councilmember Ibarra just walked in behind you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
And for the record, Sandra Ibarra is also in attendance. Thank you.
Oh, she's waiting. Okay. So we're adjourning to closed session? Okay, welcome back. We're back from closed session. I'm going to ask our attorney, Mr. Lewin, to report out for us.
We have no reportable action.
Okay. From there, we'll move on to the open session, and we'll begin again with another roll call. Do you want to do another roll call or no? Does it matter? Good. Okay. I know sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. So that means we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and Mayor Tran from the awesome city of San Bernardino is going to lead us.
Awesome, thank you. Please rise, put your hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Mr. Burrows, are there any items to be added or deleted?
No items, but I would like to point out that we do have a clarifying handout on item number 8, clearing up some typos and discrepancies on that. So please take note of that. It's the lease agreement.
Okay. And then I understand that there might have been some social media buzz about an infrastructure item, but there's no item we're talking about.
We have an info item only.
An info item only?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we will deal with any conflicts of interest as they come up, and moving into section G, informational items. Back to Mr. Burrows, 2A.
So I would just generally like to report that Mr. Barrow and team have made excellent progress preparing our newest tenant, LAFCO, for their lease space down the hall, and they have been moving in. So ready to change the address here. So thank you, Jeff and crew. The second item is the latest on where we are in publishing the draft environmental impact report for the Inland Valley Infrastructure Corridor. Pleased to report that Tom Dodson and team have been able to get the document assembled. We anticipate the notice of availability being published with notice to all interested parties, including those who recently gave us their information, on August 20th. As in past projects, we are going with a full 60-day public review. It's technically 62 because the close of comments on a 60-day would fall on a weekend, and you can't do that. So that's why it's 62. So October 21st would be the close of comments on that document. Just a reminder that this is a project EIR in this case here. This does only focus on public infrastructure that can be, improved out there throughout that area. There is no land use changes proposed, no zoning changes proposed. All those decisions continue to rest with the respective cities of San Bernardino and City of Highland. However, the city staff on both sides have been instrumental in contributing to this project and ensuring that this infrastructure does conform to their general plan requirements and meet the ultimate width and infrastructure needs going forward. So we're talking roads, streets, bike lanes, street lights, storm drains, flood channels, all of the things that we all drive through on a regular basis. So that's the status of it, and certainly would be happy to answer any questions, but that's timing and the launch as we expect right now.
Mayor Tran?
Yes, thank you, Mike. Question, so the public comment review period, will that also include any forums that you may have or any scheduled meetings for the public?
So we would love to hear from you all as to the extent and amount of public outreach you'd like us to do, and the Dodson team and your staff here at IVDA stand ready to do whatever frequency or cadence is deemed necessary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. 2C.
And going on to that infrastructure, so part of the focus here on getting the entitlements done in this corridor is it allows us to do projects as we can identify and aggregate federal funds. This is our next one coming out hopefully very, very soon. Pleased to report that with the City of San Bernardino Public Works staff, they have been very helpful in getting our final plan check complete. The Mylars are literally on the desk over there down the street, and we anticipate those being signed off as early as the end of the week. Federal EDA is reviewing all of the plans and specifications and bid documents, and once they give it the thumbs up, we are prepared to hit the street and get this out to bid finally. So, and we hope for a good bid response. So, and that concludes our report.
Thank you, sir.
Supervisor? Thank you, Chairman. I appreciate, Mike, the updates, and I'm looking forward to the road improvement project, but I think even more importantly, the infrastructure, and just for the general public, for them to understand the EIR, it's more than just us just saying, hey, let's build some roads. There's a process here, and it's a long, tedious process, but just think about the amount of things that we can do in this region, whether it's through roads, flood channels, septic to sewer. I mean, there's a lot of good things that will be as a result of this EIR. So appreciate the good work. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, sir. Okay, we'll move on to consent calendar.
Baca moves.
I have a first, Mayor Navarro beat you, and a second by Supervisor Baca, I think. Is that what you got too?
Of what I understood is we have a motion by Member Baca and a second by Member Tran. Please state your votes. Is that correct?
It's good. I think Frank muttered it before anybody, but it was all
Understood.
good.
So if you could please state your votes for the record. Member Navarro,
Yes.
Member Echevarria,
Yes.
Member Duper,
Yes.
Member Rigsby,
Yes.
Member Baca,
Baca, aye.
Member Tran,
Yes.
Member Ibarra. Yes. And Member Figueroa.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving on to board action items, section I. Mr. Hale.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I would like to recommend that the board approve the form of a lease agreement with Our Brew LLC for a portion of building number 58. Our Brew LLC is a California limited liability company which operates a craft brewery located in Redlands, California. Under the terms of the proposed lease, Our Brew would lease 7,564 square feet of interior and exterior space in building number 58. And we approved the form of a lease agreement with Our Brew LLC for a portion of building number 58 and authorize the Chief Executive Officer to execute all related documents. A little background information. Building number 58 is a 61,000 square foot building that was previously operated by the United States Air Force as the base exchange. Over the years, the IVDA has leased portions of the building to companies such as Technical Employment Training, Inland Empire Film Services, and more recently, APD Incorporated. Our brew operates a craft brewery located in Redlands, California. The company is interested in leasing 2,419 square feet of the northerly retail portion of the building to establish a new brewery and eatery. This portion of the building was previously occupied by a brewery who ceased operations prior to the pandemic. In addition, our brew will be leasing other suites in areas of Building 58 for its brewing facility, storage, and patio space, totaling 7,564 square feet. Our brew has been in business since 2018 and offers a wide selection of craft beers, ciders, and seltzers. The company was incorporated in December 2017. The principal terms and conditions of the proposed lease are as follows. 7,564 square feet within Building 58 development. Lease term 5 years with a 5-year option to extend. There will be 3% annual rent escalations. The security deposit equal to 1 month's rent upon execution of the lease. The monthly base rent revenue of $3,134.50 per month prior to rental abatement. Our brew is to perform certain tenant improvements to the premises, including plumbing, interior painting, ceiling, and flooring, along with extensive infrastructure for the installation of brewing equipment. It will be a modified gross lease. They will maintain all portions of the premises and pay all utility charges, electric, janitorial, and trash expenses. Our brew to pay all possessory interest taxes and maintain commercial general liability and fire insurance coverage, naming IVDA as additional insured. Our brew to comply with all laws, airport, and local rules and regulations. I'd also like to convey to the board the great group effort of Mike's team here at IVDA regarding this lease transaction. Beginning with the initial contact with the tenant by Wendy at the FBO, the quick preparation of the building and outside areas by our grounds, maintenance, and development departments, professional assistance by support staff, and flexible negotiations from administration. It was simply a great team effort by all in facilitating this agreement. That concludes my presentation, and welcome any questions.
Dr. Rigsby.
I was wondering how you run a microbrewery and all you're allowed to do is convert and distribute abrasive and tape materials.
I'm sorry, one more time?
In the staff report.
That is likely a remnant from a prior lease template, which got kind of mushed in the publication. So that was APD's proposed use. It is microbrewery, and we'll make that correction. Sorry, that was one more miss.
I have a question. Will there be restaurant seating on the patio? Is that kind of the idea?
Yeah, similar to the other brewery, the patio area, they intend to use for seating as well as special events, music, other community-based events.
Yeah, I'm probably not as much of an aficionado as many of you, but I had the opportunity to visit Proud Bird not too long ago. Anybody familiar? I see some nods over there. And I thought, what a pretty cool concept to have a restaurant by an airport where people can watch planes come and go. So if you've ever been out in the LA area and you get down to LAX and you've got some time to kill, I suggest going over there. Some good drinks and an atmosphere, kid-friendly atmosphere, playground equipment, and watch the airplanes literally fly right over you as they're landing. So I think this is an interesting concept as we develop more of these, and I'm looking forward to it.
And then if I could just buttress some of the areas that they're going to be actually making use of are really unique to this type of adaptive use. The old mechanical rooms that are just sitting empty that they can actually make an active part of their business. So a lot of Tetris there, puzzle pieces that Daryl helped put together. So.
Deal. Okay. Yes, Mayor Trent.
Through the chair, thank you. What was the prior brewery, out of curiosity?
So it was a company called Brew Rebellion.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we have first by Supervisor Buck and a second by Mayor Navarro.
Thank you. We have a motion by Member Baca and a second by Member Navarro. Please state your votes for the record. Member Navarro?
Yes.
Member Echevarria?
Yes.
Member Duper?
Yes.
Member Rigsby?
Yes.
Member Baca? Member Tran?
Yes.
Member Ibarra?
Yes.
And Member Figueroa?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item number 9, Mr. Barrow.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the award of construction contract for Leonida Builders Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $98,000 for the Building 48 tenant improvement project, and authorize the Chief Executive Officer to execute all related documents. Funding for this project is included in our approved Inland Valley Development Agency fiscal year 2024-25 budget in the Capital Project Fund, account 52554, tenant improvement for Building 48. Of which it was allocated $225,000, of which $98,000 would be allocated for this project. The staff solicited proposals from 4 qualified contractors. We sent it out to 8 and received 4 of different contractors and some contractors that worked here in the past, and found that Leonida Builders was the best qualified for this project. Staff recommended that the board approve the above recommended action item. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay, I'm not seeing any questions. A motion?
Motion.
Mayor Tran? And a second by Mayor Navarro.
Thank you. We have a motion by Member Tran and a second by Member Navarro. Please state your votes for the record. Member Navarro?
Yes.
Member Echevarria?
Yes.
Member Duper?
Yes, ma'am.
Member Rigsby?
Yes.
Member Baca? Member Tran?
Yes.
Member Ibarra? Yes. And Member Figueroa?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item number 10, Mr. Burrows.
So this is more of a refresher than anything. I promise I will not go through every single slide in this. There's quite a bit here. But 2024, the end of this calendar year, puts this organization in a position to, should you elect to do so, look at updating the business plan. Typically has operated under 5-year increments for deep review and evaluation. The most recent here was back in January of 2020, where we did refocus some of the priorities, and there's some background in that. But this can happen at your pace, and we're just putting this out there to kind of gauge interest. In previous iterations, we did do more of a workshop format for the reviews and recommendations, garnered your interest and feedback and recommendations, and then provided updates accordingly. But as we here at the staff launch into updating these and being able to show you which projects are done and off the list and all that, we just wanted to get it out there so some folks that weren't here in January of 2020 can see what was done in a little more detail. So this is more of a receive and file, and then if you see things or your respective staff see things in here that we could or should be focusing on, just open it up for feedback. So happy to answer any questions.
Okay, see no questions. Frank?
Yes, thank you. I would highly recommend setting up a workshop, Mr. Burrows,
Okay.
as we did in 2020.
Yep.
So that we can all get a clear picture of the business plan and then provide any input to move the business plan forward with whatever changes come about.
Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Moving on to our action plan.
Okay, you've heard about Sterling and where we're at trying to address some of the other roadways around here. I do want to, again, thank the City of San Bernardino's Public Works Group for all of their work with us over the past several weeks, with Mr. Barrow, Ms. Beltran, the entire team, and that has also spurred some additional ideas on infrastructure that we'd like to bring forward to you here in the coming weeks. So just want to keep that communication going and say thanks to that team for all their help. That concludes our report.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I don't have any public session or open session public comment, so we'll move on to board member comments. Seeing none, I believe we are adjourned.